What's up, everybody? Good God. The Red Bull hasn't kicked in yet. Hey, everybody, what's up? This is the Koffin Click podcast, back with another episode. And today, I'm Jeff, and today I'm here with...
Juan, Mr. Wonderful.
I love that you keep coming up with ways to do this. So, unfortunately, Justin is not here with us this week, but for a very good reason. Him and his amazing wife, Allie, are celebrating their second wedding anniversary, I believe.
Hey, congratulations. Mazel tov.
Anybody got any glass to break? Anyway,
Yeah, right.
So this week we are doing 28 days, weeks, and years later.
Yep.
So, did you see any of these beforehand?
I've seen days and weeks, but this was my first time watching years.
Okay, I'm in the same boat as you.
Okay.
I absolutely love these movies. Really loving zombie movies growing up. This one puts a lovely spin on the way that they can get infected and how they act and things like that. So, this was definitely a fresh direction when the first one came out. So we'll just jump straight into it. 28 Days Later was released June 27th, 2003. It was directed by Danny Boyle and written by Alex Garland. And this stars Cillian Murphy as Jim, Naomi Harris as Selena, Brendan Gleeson as Frank, Megan Burns as Hannah, and the Ninth Doctor, Christopher Eccleston, as Major Henry West, who was a complete dickbag in this movie. Like, I don't want to say that I agree with where he was coming from, but that was a bleak outlook on life. Like, we have women. You're dead. Kind of deal.
Yeah.
So some fun facts about this is that athletes were cast as the infected because of how important physicality is to them. Danny Boyle felt that since athletes can do things other people can't, they would be interesting when translated to the movements of the infected.
Oh, I read the same thing, or I found the same thing when I was looking up these movies too.
Horror novelist Stephen King bought out an entire showing of the film in New York City.
Oh, that I didn't know.
This is like the fifth or like sixth fact about Stephen King liking something else, and it kind of hit me when I found this, that Stephen King, I mean, obviously acclaimed and like legendary writer, but like he just might be the biggest horror fan out there. Like,
I mean, he does write a lot about horror, or horror related.
But just like it was like this. I forgot what the last one was. Like, he had said it was one of the greatest movies he'd ever seen. He helped. Was he the one that helped with Evil Dead, the second one?
Yes.
To help like fund. Yeah. So I'm saying,
yeah.
like, he's just like, oh hey, you're doing something I didn't think of. Cool, I got you. Like,
Right.
let's grow this. So, Alex Garland and Danny Boyle felt that the notion of the living dead wanting to eat people's brains was outdated. One of the original factors behind zombie movies was a fear of nuclear power as its possible effects on people. Garland and Boyle concluded that one of the biggest fears in modern society is fear of disease, especially in viral apocalypse such as Ebola or Marburg. Garland and Boyle were specifically inspired by such incidents as anthrax and bioterrorism scares in London and the spread of mad cow disease and foot and mouth disease in the UK.
Right.
Could you imagine if they had come out with this when COVID happened?
Oh yeah, I know, right?
And then the last fun fact I have is one of the first mainstream films to be shot entirely digitally.
Well, I thought the beginning was recorded in VHS or something like that. I thought I heard. And then they switched to digital. Am I mistaken?
You may not be.
Yeah.
I'll also double check that.
Yeah.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah, the first half was
Unless there's
recorded
that one hell of a filter, but
Yeah,
I
the
think
first
you're right.
half
Yeah.
was recorded like VHS or whatever, or something like that, or no older camera, and then the second half of the movie was recorded digitally.
I'll have to double check
cameras.
that.
Yeah, at least that's what I heard or I found.
I'm very curious about that now.
Yeah,
IMDb would never lie.
but the majority was recorded. The first one of our first digital movies.
I'm just going to toss this right to you. What'd you think?
Oh, I like this movie. Let's see. So I did make some notes, but the majority of my notes came from the last movie. But I do have some notes on this. When I first watched this movie, I was trying. When I rewatched it right now, I was trying to think: did anything make me jump, so I could give it an accurate rating with our abacus?
Yeah.
You know? So I was like, did I jump at all at this movie at the beginning? And I don't know if I did. I mean, I don't know if this first movie gave me any real jump scares. Like say like Walking Dead did, you know, or something like that, or Dawn of the Dead, or whatever gave me jump scares. This one, I don't remember if it did.
I think this movie is just survival at its finest.
Oh yeah, definitely. I did think it was interesting how I've been to London, and it's a very busy city, and I was very surprised that they were able to get this movie recorded in like areas like the castle, when they went up to the park and all that stuff, how they got nobody in the background. I thought how that was interesting. I was like, man, they must have recorded it at night, but even at night, that place is busy and there's lights on. So I was like, I don't know. I'm not sure how they did it, but they were able to do it. I mean, I know that from what I saw, like the highway scenes and everything like that, they had traffic. They had like police in front of and behind, so that way nobody would get in the shot. And they were like blocking all the roads or whatever, and they were like crawling like this, kind of like going real slow to, you know, that way they could record it. And then there's like specific times of days they were actually only allowed to record and stuff.
So they filmed, like for like the empty road scenes, they filmed super early in the morning,
right,
when nobody was around, and then just fixed it in post.
Right.
So
yeah, that's what I heard.
Yeah, because like this and even though I didn't like the movie at all, Night of the Comet.
Oh yeah, Night of the Comet. Yeah.
There were some scenes in there in California where there was nobody on the street. I was like, how'd y'all pull this off?
Right.
The city's always busy, but I guess in the 80s it was different.
Right.
I guess like in 2003.
Look at the TV show Walking Dead. Even that one had planes, and they were like they had to explain away why they had a plane in the sky and stuff like that. I mean,
well, the speaking of which, I don't know if it's a plot point you brought up, but the what is it? I'm looking for. What do I want to say? The explanation of planes in this movie.
Right.
Now, I don't know if that was put in, like, oh, hey, there's the the outside world is still moved and grooving.
Right.
I didn't know if, like, they accidentally caught an airplane. Like, oh, guys, what are we going to do?
Actually, I know the answer to that question. So, at first, they were going to make it a worldwide, what they call it, pandemic. But then they decided, no, we're going to just make it where it's a UK issue.
Mm.
So, that's the reason why when we get to the third movie, which we'll talk about, they had it quarantined, because this outbreak was just in Europe. They were going to make it, but in part 2, which I know we'll get to, they get to Paris. But I think even with that, I think the third movie, which we'll talk about, but just real shortly, is they tried to make it to where it was just going to be an England problem, and the rest of the world is going on, you know, and they're just like, okay, this is in England, we'll just quarantine England, and it's their problem.
That's so shitty. I mean, it was a really great setting for it. I don't think you could have done this. Well, it has been done in America, Night of the Living Dead, like the Resident Evil series. But I think the British accent lends very well to being scared, or just like, and you know, Christopher Eccleston's character, just military to me sounds better with that British accent.
Oh yeah,
it could just be me, but I just like if there's some American, I'm like, nah, this dude's a piece of shit. But like in that accent, it's just like, oh, I mean, it sounds smart, but he's not right. Like, so.
Yeah. But okay, so then there was that aspect. You know, I thought it was interesting how they recorded it, and then actually this movie, I don't know if you can any of these movies really could be considered zombie movies, because it's actually an infection, or like a virus. It's they catch the Rage virus, which kind of reminds me of the video game Rage or whatever, where it's like they're going insane. So technically, they're still alive. Technically,
yeah. They're just
like when they kill them, they're dead.
Oh yeah, there's no.
It's not like no reanimation.
No.
Yeah, so that, I mean, in a way, that's good, because I mean, it makes it more believable to survive. Because if you kill them and they don't reanimate, then once you kill the infected in your area or whatever, you're pretty much good unless more infected come. It's
True.
not like they're gonna get back up and keep coming at you.
Right.
So,
I had something for that. Not a lot of headshots in this movie.
yeah.
It wasn't like, oh, hey, aim for the head. And
Well, because I mean, you could die by getting shot in the leg. I mean,
that's
you could
very
bleed
true.
out.
Like, you can definitely bleed out, and when, like, these
Right.
infected are getting shot and blown up, like,
Right.
it's very human, like,
Right.
without them being what they are.
Right, especially with the double tap,
Yeah.
the double explosion, I should say.
Right. Yeah. God.
That was pretty cool.
Maybe that'll be our next zombie episode. We'll watch Zombieland.
Yeah.
That's
Oh,
such
I love Zombieland.
Such a good movie.
Yeah, I like Zombieland. They're coming out with a new one,
Yes.
which I'm happy
Very
about.
excited for.
Yeah. Let's see, what else do I have for the notes for this one? This movie, interesting enough that this movie started the whole fast-moving zombie trend.
And I am so happy for it.
Oh, yeah, me too.
I love
mean,
fast-moving zombies.
Yeah.
It makes everything so much better.
Yeah, so if it wasn't for this movie, they probably would have never done fast-moving zombies. I mean, I'm pretty sure they probably would have came up with it eventually, but it wouldn't probably would have happened way later.
I mean, like, slow-moving zombies definitely had the suspension. Like, oh, here they come because they're in hordes. But would you have, like, athletes getting bit?
Mm-hmm. Right. But see, I have a funny thing about that because it actually makes sense to me, like if a zombie or whatever is fast-moving zombie, because technically they won't get tired. I mean, I don't think a zombie would... Did you pause it? Okay. Yeah, so now fast-moving zombie... oh, dang it, now I lost my train of thought. But anyway, so fast-moving zombies, because they wouldn't get tired, their muscles wouldn't technically get sore. If they would, they wouldn't complain about it because, or whatever. So when they started making fast-moving zombies, I was like, that kind of makes sense. I mean, because they wouldn't get tired or whatever. The only thing that would probably slow them down is, like, if they got in the cold weather, like if it was the Arctic. Because, your muscles will seize up, just like anything.
This could not have taken place in Alaska.
Right, yeah, exactly. So, like, areas like that, it would probably affect them, or, something like that, where it would slow anybody down, because cold is cold no matter what. I mean, they could even freeze and then wait until it gets summer, then thaw back out, and
Right.
then keep moving or whatever. But, let's see, what else do I got? Let's see. Oh, did I put that? Why did I put that there? Let's see. So, actually, I put that note on the wrong one. But, actually, maybe it is the right one. No, it is the right one. Sorry. So, the scene when he goes into the church, 78 people, or I should say 78 college students, or in the UK they call them unis, university.
Yeah.
So students were the people, the dead people inside the church. They were all college students.
They got to volunteer for it.
Yeah, and they only got paid in tea. Did you know that?
I didn't know what they got paid in. That's
Yeah,
the
they
most
didn't
British
get paid
thing in the world.
at all, but yeah, they just got like free tea, and they were in the movie or whatever.
I would have done it.
Right.
Like when we watched the zombie movie about when we watched Little Monsters.
Mm-hmm.
I was looking up. I was trying to find like, hey, like what about the extras who played zombies? Like how that happened. I would love to play a zombie in a movie.
Oh yeah, me too.
Like I'm gonna die.
I would do it for free. I mean, I wouldn't even care if I got paid.
I'll sit in that makeup chair for 8 hours.
I mean, unless maybe I got a close-up or something like that.
Maybe,
like,
yeah.
Hey, can I get a little something? But, but if I was just like one of the zombies in the background or whatever, that'd be so cool. Because then I could be like, you see that dot right there? That's me.
But I think that's the thing too. Like I think that's what makes these zombie movies fun for me.
Mm-hmm.
Is just the extras. Like to get that many people. Like
Right.
like when we watched Trap.
Mm-hmm.
And they had the concert and all those extras.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Oh, like, okay, these people got a free show. Whatever.
Right. I mean, that's like, it's not zombie related or whatever, but that movie Selena that they did,
Mm-hmm.
all them people, they were all people from San Antonio. They put an announcement because I was at San Antonio at the time. I wasn't there, obviously, but I heard about it, and I was working that day, so I couldn't go. But they like let everybody, that whole audience, was just people from San Antonio, and like some of them were people that were there from the original concert, Selena concert. Some of them were just like, oh, they would like to see it or be in the, see it recorded or filmed. So that whole stadium was full of just extras and stuff. I mean, they were just people from San Antonio.
So if there's anybody out there looking to do a zombie movie, need some extras, me, Juan, and Justin got you.
Oh yeah, exactly. Yep. Yeah. Even if it's just a low, B movie, you're starting your career, you're in college, you want to film, you need some free people.
I got you.
Yep,
we got you.
Yeah, exactly. Just call us up, hit us up. Let's see. I'll put PTO in.
100%, yeah.
Let's see.
What are you taking the day off for? Being a zombie? Whoa. Wouldn't it be funny? Sorry, I don't mean to cut you off, but I just got a brilliant idea. Wouldn't it be funny if there was a movie about people being extras in a zombie movie and there's actually a zombie outbreak?
Oh, that'd be great.
That sounds very Shaun of the Dead-esque.
Yeah. Yep.
Simon Pegg, Nick Frost, I got you.
Speaking of that, they're making another movie of that too.
Yes, they are. Oh my God, yes, they are.
Yeah, so that's really cool. I heard about that too. I was like, oh yeah, another
Shaun of the Dead is so good.
Yep. I quote that movie all the time. I even got my wife doing it now because we'll go somewhere, and I'll be like, and she'll be like, so we're gonna kill Phil, go to the pub, have a pint, and wait for the whole thing blow over. I was like, damn right.
Sorry.
Yeah, exactly. So I even got her saying it now because I used to say it so much.
Nice.
She's like, we're just gonna kill Phil, have a pint, and go to the pub and wait for the whole thing to blow over.
I think I know what our next zombie episode's gonna be.
Right. So then, the good thing about this movie is that it has a lot of actors at the beginning of their career in this movie. Just like movies that we love, like Star Wars or whatever. This one had a lot of actors first, like what was his name again?
You talking about the main guy?
Yeah.
Cillian Murphy?
Yeah, he ends up doing what? Pinky Blinders or whatever?
He was the main character in Pinky Blinders. He plays in my favorite...
or Quiet Place or whatever it's called.
That wasn't him.
In part 2?
Oh, it wasn't it?
Yeah, in that safe or that house.
Maybe I didn't see part 2. I'll have to double check.
Yeah, that's him.
I mainly know him from 2 movies. One is called Red Eye.
Oh,
and he is my favorite live-action version of the Scarecrow.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so he was in a lot of movies after this one. I mean, he was only 20-something years old when he filmed this one. The lady that was in the movie with him, she ended up doing a lot of great movies like Pirates of the Caribbean. She was the witch in that one, not the first one, but I think it's the second or third one. Yeah, Calypso. She played Calypso.
No shit.
Yeah, she was Calypso. Let's see who else was in this movie. Let's see. The what's his name? The commander.
The doctor.
Yeah.
Christopher Eccleston.
Yeah, he ended up playing Doctor Who later on. Yeah. So I mean, there was a lot of people in this movie.
So, because I'll probably never meet him, Christopher Eccleston. I've heard a lot of things that you gave up on that first season, after that first season of Doctor Who, because you didn't think it was going to go anywhere. Are you upset about your decision?
Oh, is that why he only did one season?
He did one season because he didn't think it was going to take off.
Oh, really? I love him.
And then
I loved him as Doctor Who.
I do. I love him as
him
Doctor.
And Rose were I thought they were the best.
Rose Tyler. Oh my God, yes.
It's a shame he didn't do more seasons.
Have you seen second season of Wednesday?
Yes.
Okay. So I thought, because that's the music teacher is Rose Tyler. It's her. I didn't recognize her because
I didn't recognize her either.
Because she was a brunette.
Mm-hmm.
So I kept, me and Beth were watching it, and I just kept going, ha ha, bad wolf, bad wolf, bad wolf. Oh my God, she's gonna kill Wednesday. Ha ha, bad wolf. And nothing came of that, but I was like, oh, that'd be funny. Yeah. But yeah, he gave it up after one season.
Okay. Well, not to go on a tangent, but there's a couple of the guys that did Doctor Who or the new version of Doctor Who, after it came to America or whatever, they started doing the Americanized version of it, is I thought the best ones was him. What's his name that played Harry Potter?
David Tennant.
Yeah, David Tennant was good. I was kind of on the fence when it came to that guy with the funny jaw, whatever he's famous
Matt Smith.
now too. Yeah, Matt Smith. I was like,
So
he was growing on me. The ones I'll be honest with you, I didn't care for, and I kind of stopped watching it at that point.
guess. Peter Capaldi.
Yeah, the older guy, and then no offense, and it's not because they switched it to a woman, but once they switched him to a woman, I kind of stopped watching it also. Because I wanted to watch it.
What is her name?
Right. I mean, not that I didn't. I don't care that they turned him into a woman, Doctor Who into a woman. I was gonna watch it. I just never got around to it.
Do it. She had one of the. She had such a good story.
Plus, it had to do with not so much the Doctor and who played the Doctor. It's their companion.
Jodie Whittaker.
Is that her name?
Whittaker. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So this kind of went off on a Doctor Who tangent. I'm very happy that it did.
Right. I love Doctor Who.
I'm years late on this, and I understand it, but I need to get this off my chest. So this isn't directed at you, Juan, but you brought up that hey, it was kind of weird that when the Doctor regenerated into a woman.
Right.
And I understand where you're coming from, but my only argument to that, I said it online a few times, Missy, or the Master, is female. Master is also a Time Lord. So if the Master can do it, so can the Doctor. You know what I mean? Like,
but that kind of brings all kinds of questions to me. Like, does that how Time Lords reproduce? They could just switch their sex whenever they want. Like, what is it? I think it's jellyfish or one of a marine animal. I forget what it is.
I think
could change their sex whenever they want. It was on Jurassic Park.
Oh yeah, but no.
Right.
And then to wrap up the thing about the Doctors real quick, I absolutely loved Nuji Nagawa. I think that's how you pronounce his name. The current Doctor. The next Doctor Who episode that we will get will be in 2026. It'll be a Christmas episode. There's a whole bunch of stuff out that we should definitely do a Doctor Who episode.
Yeah, I don't even know who the current Doctor Who is.
But
I stopped watching a lot.
The last thing I'll say is I had a friend give me essentially the DVDs, and I binged all of David Tennant's.
Oh, okay.
So I didn't have a break. I came home, watched Doctor Who, fell asleep, went to work, and I just repeated that cycle.
Right.
So I realized I was getting close, and Tennant dies, and I was like, okay, from here on out, David Tennant's my Doctor.
Right.
Nobody's gonna top this for me. Tennant is my favorite.
Yeah, it's funny how everybody has their favorite Doctor.
That first episode with Matt Smith when he's trying all the different foods and Amy feeds him bacon and he opens the door and he throws it out the window. It's like, you're trying to kill me. I was like, this is the greatest Doctor in the world. Like Peter's Doctor is very he's older, he's more war torn. Reminded me of the War Doctor, John Hurt. But kill count. We can.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I'm sorry.
No, you're fine.
Am I the only one? I'm always the one that gets it off on tangents. But
No, but
it's fun and fun.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. When I was watching this movie,
right,
I saw Cillian Murphy and I was like, oh look, it's Scarecrow.
Right.
And then I wasn't paying attention because I was doing something else because I've seen this movie a bunch of times and this was a quick little fun rewatch for me.
Right.
Same
here.
I look back at my tablet and oh shit, it's Chris Eccleston. I was like, what's the Doctor doing here? Is this one of his regens? What oh, that's right, he's a dick in this movie.
Right, yeah. Hey, he gets it in the end though.
He
gets what's coming to him.
Yes, he does.
Yeah. Yep. But okay, so the kill count. It's 178 kills. 43 men, 13 women, and 122 that I couldn't make out if they were men or women. And then one chimp.
That activist group in the middle, in the beginning,
yeah,
that's the kind of shit I would have done.
Really?
I would have tried to free the monkeys. You can't say really. We both like Jay and Silent Bob. And what did they do?
Oh,
but
yeah. True.
The side critters in Hollywood, you dumb.
Right. But you gotta think of. I think of it like this: if I didn't know what they were experimenting on, and a scientist caught us doing it and it would have told me, hey, they're infected with a virus, I would have thought twice about releasing them. I would have been like, okay, I understand I'm an activist, but I don't want to die.
As you have your hand in the cage.
Right,
they're infected. Oh no.
Right, exactly.
Before we get to like the Koffin ratings and the abacus, I just want to get this out of my system now. We've watched a ton of movies, and it seems like every couple episodes we get a set of movie, like, you know, we get a movie that's really bloody, and that's like kind of like my wheelhouse. I shouldn't say wheelhouse, but that's what I look forward to. I love watching horror in terms of like gore.
Right.
And I was very happy to get 3 movies in a row that was just a gore fest.
Right.
Like, it's like watching the Godzilla films, and it's like, oh yay, big green lizard. I don't care about the humans. In this, it's like, for me, it's like I just care about I don't care about these people. I don't care that they're trying to survive. Show me the zombies. Show me people get fucked up. So,
right.
But.
Yeah. So, one quick thing that I did think that was interesting about these movies is that everybody that was infected was like throwing up blood, and that's one of the ways they infected more people. I was like, damn, how much blood is in the human body? I know your wife can answer that question, but she's not right here right now, so.
But that oh my god, that opening scene when she vomited all over the ground, I was like, what is she? Oh, that's right. It's contact. It's either as long as it gets in an orifice, you're infected.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Which is scarier to me than just having to get bit.
Right.
Like blood being that infectious.
Right.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah. Okay, so as far as the abacus goes, I know we don't say it correctly, but we're definitely gonna have to record that one of these days, and then just play it every time someone's
just
gonna
run
give their
outside
rating.
and say it.
Yeah, exactly. So, so I gave it D, because, like I said, I don't remember having any jump scares in this movie. I mean, it was good, but like I said, or when you told us the rankings, D means if it was a jump scare. It didn't give me a jump scare. I was tempted to rate it a C, because to me it almost seemed like it was doing something, but it didn't quite get there as far as scariness goes. But I mean, gives you a lot to think about and all that stuff. But I gave it a D because I didn't want to give it to F, because it is the first of its kind and everything like that. So I didn't. But as far as scary goes, this movie didn't scare me. None of these 3 really scared me. So, but I did enjoy it because I gave it coffins. I gave it 5 coffins because I enjoyed the hell out of this movie. Even the first time I watched it, because I love zombie movies. It was like, oh, this movie is awesome. It's a new take on zombies, and I was all about it. Plus, it was British.
Right, yeah.
I'm half British.
You got the best of both worlds there, but
exactly. So whenever there's a good British movie and we hear about it in the States, I watch it. I make sure to watch it. I do like watching things from other countries and to get their take on stuff. And I know a lot of their influences are from our influence or influenced by us. But still, I mean, there's a lot of great British movies out there. You just got to look them up and find them. You know, if you're not, you know, if you don't constantly go over there, you know, or something like that to know what's going on. But yeah, whenever we catch something wind over there, I mean, a lot of our shows are based off of their shows. If you think about it, I mean, look at that TV show they have now called Ghost. That was a British TV show.
Yeah,
that started off as a British TV show.
When I saw the trailer for it, I was like, this doesn't feel original, and I looked into it. I was like, oh, that and The Office.
Yeah, The Office was a British
Ricky Gervais was in it.
And Human, what was it called? More Human Than Human, or whatever it was called. That one with the vampire werewolf.
Oh, yeah.
And The Ghost. That one started off as a British show too.
Really?
Oh yeah, that was originally a British show.
I gotta get back to British TV. I love British comedies a lot.
Oh yeah. Me too. I like their humor.
Especially going. Yeah. Mighty Python for me.
Yeah.
So, my abacus is going to be a C.
Okay.
Because these 3 movies are definitely an adrenaline rush.
Oh yeah.
Because I put myself in the shoes of the character when I watch these, especially these movies, and I would not have. I would have been bit within the first 20 minutes of this movie. I'm not even gonna lie. I was gonna pose the question like, do you think you would have survived any of these? My answer is no. I would have. I would have tripped. I would have been trying to get, like, especially like the group of us or whatever. Like, I would have been trying to get people like to eat, like, you need to be, like, make sure, like, oh no, I got it, it's fine, I can run. My ankle would snap, I'd die. Like, it'd be fine. But just that constant moving, getting from point to point to point. One of my favorite scenes in this movie is the just simple joy of going to the grocery store with nobody in it.
Oh yeah.
I love that the dad leaves his credit card as they all walk out, but they were all smart in this movie about what they had, like what they wanted to grab.
Right.
And and I'll definitely agree with you. There are no jump scares in this movie, but there are some like the zombie attacks.
Right.
Like, and especially at the end when Cillian's character just kind of goes off the rails and starts killing everybody in the castle.
Right.
Like, I was like, when he lets
when Jim starts killing everybody in the castle.
Jim, and then when he lets the zombie go, or the infected.
What's his name go?
The one, like Mahler or Meyer or something like that. I can't remember his name.
I think that's it. Something like that. Muller.
Just the way that the zombies look and acted, it's a C for me. I absolutely love this. And I have to agree with you for the Koffin rating. This is 5.
Right.
This is one of like the pinnacle zombie movies. Like if I ever sit down and have like a zombie like watch-a-thon, putting in zombie movies, this is always at the top of my list. Yeah. There's no hesitation.
For those of you, before we move on to the next movie, for those of you that do like zombie movies or like British stuff, look up a movie called Cockneys versus Zombies versus the Cockneys, or Cockneys versus Zombies, something like that. That's a good watch too.
Okay.
Yeah, it's one of those. It's either I think it's called Cockneys versus Zombies. I think is what it's called. But that's a good British zombie movie also.
I'll have to look into that.
Yeah.
All right. Next up, we're gonna fast forward to 28 weeks later.
Yep.
This came out May 11th, 2007. This was directed by Juan Carlos Fresnadillo, and then this was written by Rowan Joffrey, Juan Carlos Fresnadillo, and Enrique Lopez Lavien. This stars a whole shit ton of people.
Oh yeah.
Robert Carlyle as Don, Rose Byrne as Scarlet, Jeremy Renner as Doyle, Idris Elba as Stone. I was so happy with like how they reveal him. Imogen Poots as Tammy, and then Macintosh Muggleton as Andy. And that has to be one of the coolest names ever. I'm so glad he's an actor. Right. That's really the only thing you could do. I have to look up to see if he was in any of the Harry Potter movies as like a little wizard. Because with a last name like Muggleton, that would have been funny.
Yep.
Fun facts about this. It is stated on the DVD extras that all the actors who played or who are playing infected people come from a movement background. They have a history in dance, gymnastics, circus, or mime. They also followed workshops to learn more about the infection and what they were supposed to do.
Right.
Again, even your actors and your extras are taking that much time. Be like, oh, hey, I have a background. Like, I'm a mime. Cool, go be a zombie. Like, you can pantomime and things like that. So, I thought that was really neat. Okay, so it's funny that we brought up Shaun of the Dead earlier. The boy who arrives at a cottage at the beginning of the film claims to be from Sanford. Right. Sanford is the name of a fake village used by the British police to train recruits and practice emergency preparedness drills. The street plan of which is based on Dundee, Scotland. Sanford is also the fictitious locale for the action comedy Hot Fuzz in 2007. This may be an in-joke based on the fact that the team behind Hot Fuzz had previously made Shaun of the Dead, which came out in 2004, a zombie comedy that poked fun at 28 Days Later. By dismissing rage-infected monkeys as the source of its own zombie plague, by mentioning Sanford, the makers of 28 Weeks Later now seem to be returning the favor, which I thought was kind of funny. And then this blew my mind, and this upsets me. This opened in second place at the U.S. box office behind Spider-Man 3.
Oh, yeah?
That upsets me that this got second. Are you shitting me? I hate Spider-Man 3.
Oh, really? Is that the one where he, like, is goth or whatever and turns goth or whatever?
Yes, this is the one.
Okay, yeah, that one wasn't my favorite either, but...
This is the one where Venom shows up.
Right, okay, yeah.
And we get Black Suit Tobey Maguire, and he does the weird, like, dance thing, and he talks about, you can have my rent when you get this damn door fixed or whatever. Toby's performance in it is amazing. I enjoy it for that. My issue with this movie, and then we can talk about the movie that we're here for.
Right.
when I think of bully or bad guy, I don't think of Eric from that '70s show.
Oh yeah, right.
It was like I was like, hey, my bully's here, and it's Topher Grace. I'm just like, it's Eric. His dad punked his ass all the time.
Right.
What is this? I mean, it annoyed me. Topher, if you're ever listening to this, I'm surprised, but I think you are a phenomenal actor. I loved your little bit in that weird movie we watched with Hugh Grant and religion. Heretic.
Yeah, Heretic.
He played the like the priest or whatever.
Yeah, the pastor.
Yeah, the pastor who showed up. I was like, oh, it's Topher Grace.
Yeah. But
yeah, that upset me. I was like, this. I mean, I'm happy this movie came in second. It is a very 2007 action film. Before you get into anything, Juan, I just want to bring up one scene.
Yep.
The scene I want to bring up that I don't think I've seen replicated anywhere else is the scene where the helicopter tilts forward and kills all the zombies.
Oh yeah, I made a note of that.
That is by far one of the coolest ways to kill.
Right.
Because I couldn't remember what happened to him. I was like, oh, he'll probably flip it. He's not going to get close enough, and just.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, I made a note that that's my favorite kill also in this movie is the way he did that with the helicopter. Yeah, I thought that was really cool how he just took out all those zombies with the helicopter. You gotta have
super control. Like, you really have to know the helicopter you're flying to be able to.
Exactly.
I would have. And again, in that situation, I would have been like, oh, this is a good idea. I would have tilted way too forward, and I just would have spun and died. Like, there would have been.
Right.
So it would have been everybody else waiting for me to pick him up.
Yeah. All right, so let's see. Where should I start? Let's see. So I did have a little problem with this movie, and my problem was that it was the start of what happens in the third movie, where there's, I guess you could say, an alpha zombie.
Yeah.
Because it seemed like he still had awareness to him, and the person I'm referring to is the real person is the Robert Carlyle. Is that how you say
Carlyle.
Carlyle. I like him as an actor because the first movie I've ever seen him in was Trainspotting.
Yeah.
He was great in that movie. He played a good bad guy. I think to me, I don't know. I think he plays better bad guy than he does good guy because I've seen him in good guy roles too. He's okay. I mean, he's good. I'm not saying he can't play a good guy, but he's so much better as a bad guy. He plays a great bad guy.
I really think it's his face, and that's probably a weird thing to say. But, like, he just has, like, when he smiles, it makes me feel like him and William Dafoe could have played brothers in a movie.
Right.
Just facially structured, but yeah.
I mean, take his role in what is it? Stargate, whatever Stargate he was in.
Oh my God, that was him, wasn't it?
Yeah, he played a doctor in that show, but he was bad, but he was also good. So when he plays I guess you could say a normal person, because everybody has good and bad in them. You know, it's just up to you decide which one you're gonna show or which one you're gonna be. Everybody has good and bad in them. But anyway, so he's great at those kind of roles too, you know, because he was good at being bad and he was okay at being good. You know, or he tried his best to be good when he was in that show, because that was, I think, probably, I don't know if that was his longest gig or whatever, because it was a TV show, but I mean, he did pretty good. I like him. I like his acting. I like him as an actor. Every movie I've seen him in, you know, didn't disappoint. And then speaking of the zombie genre, was it Harold? I can't say his last name. How do you say his last name? Perrineau.
Hold on, I'll find it.
How do you say his last name?
For you.
He's end up being in a zombie show. Granted, he wasn't in the show very long. I think he was in the first episode, but he shows up in Zombieland. I mean, not Zombieland.
Oh, yeah.
Z Nation.
Yes.
He played the commander in Z Nation.
Perrineau.
Yeah, there you go, Perrineau. He's a good actor too. I've seen him in a lot of stuff, and then like you said, Hawkeye shows up in this movie.
I saw Jeremy Renner, and I was like, oh my god, it's Hawkeye.
Right. Yeah.
And I was like, what's his real name? Clint Barton. No, that's Hawkeye's real name. What's the actor's name? Oh yeah, Jeremy Renner.
And what I thought was kind of funny is how do you say his name? Idris Elba.
Idris Elba.
Yeah. He's actually a British actor, and he played an American military commander. I thought that was pretty funny.
So hearing his voice, he voices Knuckles in the Sonic movie.
Oh, okay.
So hearing him talk now, I just see Knuckles, and I'm like, oh, I don't think Knuckles would have survived this situation any better.
Right.
So going back to Carlisle real quick, because I just looked up his IMDb.
Right.
So he was in Stargate Universe for 40 episodes.
Right.
But his longest stint in anything,
yeah.
And I'm so mad I didn't catch this beforehand. His longest stint was 156 episodes of Once Upon a Time when he played Rumpelstiltskin.
Yes, Rumpelstiltskin. I love that show. I forgot about he was in there.
It just hit me.
Yeah,
looking
I forgot
at his
he was
face,
in
I was
there.
like,
Yeah.
I know you from something else.
Yeah.
Bam. So yeah. But
yeah, I forgot he was
such
in
a good
that
actor.
too. Yeah, he was. I forgot he was in that show because I like that show too. But back to this movie. So yeah. So with that being said, this was the start of where I started with this little tangent. Is he was the first showing of alpha zombie, I guess you could say, or a zombie that because he kept going after his son. I didn't quite understand why he kept going after his son. I don't know if it was, this is my son, I gotta protect him, even though it's the rage thing made him bite him at the end of the movie. But
yeah, that him
or if it was the infection, wanting something about their blood or something. Maybe I don't know. I
think he did a very good job of being infected, but also trying to control. Because look at
he was. It seemed like he had control over it.
Because look at the wife.
Right.
She was infected, and she was able to stave off as much as she could.
Well, she was actually, they said it in the movie, the way I take it is, you ever heard of Kara Monkey?
Yeah.
So she's
her blood,
monkey. So she was infected, but she's infected to a way where she's a carrier. She's not being affected by the symptom, but she's like a patient zero. There you go.
Yep.
Good way to say it. Patient zero. So she's basically patient zero. So she has the illness inside her, but it doesn't affect her like it does everybody else. But she could affect other people, which is what happens to him when he kisses her. The saliva transfer makes the virus go into effect, and then he goes berserk and ends up killing her.
That gut wrenching scene. He was like, "Yeah, that's my wife." But she's, I gotta end her, and then he gets infected and kills her anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, I was kind of conflicted in that part of the movie, the beginning of the movie, because I don't know what... I don't want to say the word coward, but if I was in that situation, would I be so scared that I just ran and not think about saving the people that I love? Or would I be the type of person like Rip Grimes, where I'm just, all about, saving my loved ones?
Carl.
Yeah, exactly. Poor Carl. I named my car Carl. Yeah, because when I first got it, it was missing a headlight. So me and my wife call it Carl. Even to this day, we still call him Carl.
Carl.
Even though I got the headlight fixed.
It is a very tense situation, especially knowing what's going on, and obviously this being 28 weeks later.
Right.
So having an idea of what's going on in the outside world, like knowing, this movie does a really good job, and so does 28 Years Later, and we'll get there here in a little bit. But this movie does a really good job of people adapting to their situation.
Right.
This is what we're living with. We're living with a disease, and again, this the biggest thing I can think of, and obviously this movie was made before it happened, is what happened with COVID.
Right.
Just, countries being blocked off, no flights, and all that, being quarantined, trying to control it.
Right.
Same thing with this infected, the rage virus, doing the best that you can, having the, your best scientists, and it's still not working. But going back to, what you had originally said, I don't know if I would have stayed or ran myself.
Right.
As at a certain point, it's going to be like, well, I have kids. I need to survive.
Right. I mean, I'd like to think that I'm the kind of person that would stay and fight, you know. And like I said, well, like you said about the first movie, to be honest with you, if we were in this movie, I wouldn't have survived. And the reason why is because I don't move fast. I walk fast. I walk faster than some people with two perfectly good feet. But if it comes to a fast-moving zombie, I'm effed.
Yeah,
because of my leg and all that stuff. I'd be
do
screwed.
Everything.
Now, slow-moving zombies.
That's what
I have a chance.
That's what saves you. They can't bite through the plastic.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That'd probably be the only thing that saves me. They can't. Yeah, bite through the plastic.
Yeah. No, my survivability rate in this one, is probably a little bit higher. I would like to feel that I would have also been saved by Hawkeye.
Right.
But I would have definitely been the one to push the car and get myself set on fire.
Yeah.
I would as much as I want to live.
Well, see, you're a dad now, so you would be saving your kids and all that. I don't have kids, so that's why I said I don't know if I'd be a cut and run person or stay and fight. I'd like to think I'm a stay and fight.
I would have died, and you're right. You know, being a dad, I would have died probably getting the rest of my family where they needed to be.
Right.
Like that is obviously my goal.
Mm-hmm.
Like, obviously I want to live and I want to do things with them, but if the sacrifice that I would have to make for them to move on, I would have done it in a heartbeat, whether I wanted to or not. Like, in the context of a zombie movie, like, oh my God, there's a bunch of zombies, my kid's future. Be free and just
right.
And then, knowing my luck, I'd have a horde of zombies coming towards me, and a semi-truck would zoom by out of nowhere and just splatter all of them. And then I'd still get infected because it'd get in my mouth.
Yeah, right? Because you'd be standing there with your mouth open.
Take me!
Right. Which we'll get there with that, too, because that happens in the third movie.
Oh, yeah.
But we'll get there. Let's see. Oh, so also in this movie that I thought was interesting is, actually I put a couple of notes on the wrong sheet, so I got to remember which movie I'm talking about. So I accidentally put notes on the other sheet. But anyway, so this movie, I like the way they firebombed the city to cure the infected or get rid of the infected.
That is such
what they
a
call
cool
it,
sequence.
Napalm or whatever.
That is such a cool sequence.
Yeah, exactly.
That top-down view and like almost angled, just.
And then when it was going through the tunnels and everything else, so awesome. Reminded me of Independence Day and stuff like that. So.
Yes.
Right.
I do. Oh my God, I do remember that. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I like that, and then. And that's also another thing to bring up is with the character, the dad zombie or the dad infected. He actually was hiding behind a wall when he saw the fire coming and he hid, and so he would survive when the explosion was going off. So that's another thing that I thought was interesting, and the signs of the whole alpha thing leading up to the third movie. Other than that, I'll be honest with you, I kind of didn't like that, and we'll get into that when we get to the third movie. See. Oh, yeah, see, that's another note for the third movie. Okay, so, yeah, for some reason I was writing notes on week that I should have been writing on year, but I did like the fact that it was 28 years or 28 weeks later. So then technically Jim would still be alive from the first movie. Him and the girl would still be alive. So I like to think that they weren't in that city.
I would have liked to think that they would have made it.
He still survived.
We kind of didn't talk about the ending to the first one. Thinking about it now, with the whole plane thing.
Right.
Like, did that plane pick them up? Did they get out?
Right, exactly.
Did they move into the city? I mean, I could see it happening.
Right.
Now,
see, that's the funny thing, because in this movie is how they were bringing people back to London is because they were out of London when this happened and they're coming back home. But to be honest with you, I don't understand that, because if your island or your country, it's your country, was infected with a virus or the zombie outbreak and it wasn't happening nowhere else in the world, why would you want to come to there? I'd be like, you know what? I love my homeland, but fuck it. I'm a New Zealand now, or I'm an American, or whatever.
Get that
I'm
infection
African,
rate.
wherever you are.
Get that infection rate 100% clean.
Yeah,
then
exactly.
I'll come back.
Yeah, exactly.
But I can also understand just from a humanity standpoint of ego, of we're British, we're English,
we're flag planters.
But yeah, we're
As my wife
proud.
says.
I mean, if this movie was made in America, it'd be the same thing. Like,
Oh,
we're
true.
Americans, we got this, everything's
Oh,
good,
yeah.
and look what happens. And
Right.
then look at, you've been talking about the alpha of this movie the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
His character goes through a vicious cycle. The house, everything's good, everything's clean, it goes to shit. He leaves his wife because he's an asshole.
Right.
His kids come, his wife shows back up because now, granted, we wouldn't have had a movie, but he tells them, I haven't been back to the house since. What do you think your kids were going to do?
Right.
So the mom comes back. I thought he was going to kill her, and like, oh no, she was sick, she didn't make it kind of deal, and we'll get into that more in 28 years later.
Right.
And him doing the thing that he couldn't do bites him in the ass.
Right.
Kind of literally.
Yeah.
And when he eviscerates her and just pulls up, like, starts gnawing on her intestines like the fucking spaghetti noodles. I was like, yeah. Because gore. But, and at the end, he goes after his son, and his daughter takes that crossbow. It's like, that's not my dad anymore.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
And going back to the first movies, Jim's whole thing of having to kill a little boy. He's infected. It's either you or him.
Right.
And but I do feel that, like, the UK was like, we're British. We got look how beautiful this city is.
Right.
Nothing's going to get in. Look what happened.
Right.
It's hubris at its finest.
Oh, yeah. All right, so the kill count for this movie is 237 kills. We have 132 men, 38 women, and then 67 of them, I couldn't tell if they were men or women because of action and camera and all that stuff.
That horrific scene of all the snipers up top.
Right.
And just shooting humans with not knowing whether they were infected or not, just because they were told to. And that is a dangerous situation to be in. I'm not military, and Justin not being here, I'm sure he would have some insight, and he's told us some things, but I couldn't imagine.
Actually, I would like to get his opinion on something, because I thought the people that were playing soldiers did a really good job, and the fact how they were talking shit about all the people that they were watching, I was like, that seems like something a military guy would do just to pass the time and give them weird nicknames, and like, the guy that was masturbating or whatever, or the other person they were talking about, the fat guy or whatever, and they were giving them weird names or whatever. I was like, that sounds like something I think military people would do just to pass the time.
I don't know if it was Doyle or not, Jeremy Renner, because I don't want to keep calling him Hawkeye.
Right.
But yeah, Doyle. I don't know if it was Doyle's character, but when they were looking through all the windows, he was like, let's see what's on the TV tonight. And it's he's skipping through everything. I was like, you would have to.
Right, exactly.
My only issue with this movie...
that was part of their job, to watch and make sure nobody's going to rage or whatever thing.
My only issue with this movie, I get it, but it feels like it's too quick that it happens. And he explains himself towards the end of the movie, but he's shooting everybody, and he sees the kid and then decides to leave his post.
Right.
Like, there's other kids.
Right.
Why him?
Well, actually, I don't know if there was other kids,
because
the one woman said, we're accepting kids now.
That's
so
you're
they're
right.
the first
because
two kids
they were the alpha's dad or
right.
kids. Okay, no, you're right. No, you're absolutely right. I just thought it was a quick change of pace.
Yeah.
Like, I left my post. Why? This little boy.
Right.
Got it.
Right.
So.
Yeah, because he wouldn't have known that about his mom.
He wouldn't have known anything.
He wouldn't have known none of that stuff.
So that kind of makes me curious what Doyle's upbringing was.
Right. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, they never mention his character arc or whatever.
If they ever make it 28 months later.
Right. So my because again I gave it a D because I don't remember any jump scares in this movie. Even the first time I watched it, I was really trying to remember back my first time I watched it. Did I jump at all? I don't think I jumped at all.
I probably jumped for the wrong reasons.
Right, yeah, but
Blood!
oh yeah, yeah, but nothing like a jump scare or nothing like that came out at me. So I mean, I know D we rated it as like it would be like maybe one jump scare, but like I said, I didn't want to give it an F. It's a decent movie. It was good for what it was. It makes you think and all that stuff. Like I said, it is technically the second of its kind because I don't think anybody else did. I mean, there's other virus movies, but not like this.
There are other zombie movies, and
right,
I think
other virus movies, but not like this.
We're Night of the Living Dead, to which in a future episode we get to talk about. Mm-hmm. That'll be coming up soon. Night of the Living Dead definitely spawned, the circles that it did, and influenced, that zombie culture. Mm-hmm. And then 28 days later, ripped it open, threw it back together. Almost brought zombie movies, no pun intended, back from the dead.
Right. True.
And then you had this was 2007. When did The Walking Dead, the show, come out? Because I know
it's a bunch of seasons, so it probably came out quite a bit of years ago. It was in the 2000s, I know that, but I just don't know what.
I know the comic had come out. Comic had been out, obviously.
It was like 2011 or 2012 because I know where I was in life at the time.
Close. October 31st to December 5th. The first 6 episodes premiered in 2010.
Oh, 2010. Yeah, you were off by 1 year. You were close.
But where and not just obviously media or just movies, but look at the Resident Evil series, where that went. This is the only time I'll say this on the podcast. The good Call of Duty game.
Oh yeah.
Black Ops.
Yeah.
With the original zombies.
That's the only one I play is Call of Duty is the zombie ones. I don't play against other players. I just shoot zombies.
Right, yeah. I played a lot of Black Ops and a lot of Black Ops 2, and I even used guns. Right. Just ran around with a hatchet, just threw things at people. That's all I did. It was that's because I don't. Those kind of games really aren't my thing. More like Overwatch or Marvel Rivals, or I'm sitting playing Warcraft. But we'll talk about that all later. But
right.
Yeah. But again, going back to what you had said, this definitely spawned or influenced the genre a lot, and I'm very happy it did.
Right. Okay, so then my Koffin rating for this movie is I gave it a 4 Koffin rating. So those are my 3 ratings.
So
I made that kill count in the 2 ratings.
So my abacus for this is again a C. It's not scary, but there are some close calls because you invest in these characters. At least I do. And again, this is I'm very proud of myself from the second episode we did where we watched Antlers. And I had to watch a horror movie about a little boy.
Right.
And now like we were talking about earlier, me being a dad. Again, being in that situation, there was a couple close calls in this movie for them. Almost like, hey, and it kind of the relenting nightmare too is the movie ended, and then there's a bunch of zombies in Paris, or infected in Paris. This doesn't really end for anybody. It just moves to a new place and fucks up another group of people.
Right. Well, they end up retconning that in the third movie, but like I mentioned, for the first one, they decided to make it just a British problem. Yeah, so
they never made it to France. They ran away.
Yeah, exactly.
No. There's not.
Who wants to mess up Paris?
That was not a stab at the French. I'm sorry. Koffin Click podcast does not condone the making fun of other countries. Anyway, so last movie. 28 years later.
Yay.
It feels like I'm doing the SpongeBob meme. 3 hours later.
Oh, yeah.
This came out actually this year, June 20th, 2025. Back in the director's seat, Danny Boyle. And then there's something we've kind of glossed over, and this movie does it really well too, and I'll talk about it. But yes, like I said, directed by Danny Boyle. It was written by Alex Garland. And this movie stars Jesus, Aaron Taylor Johnson as Jamie, Alfie Williams as Spike, J.D. Coomer as Ela, and Ralph Fiennes as Dr. Kelson. So, if I'm not mistaken, this is we finally have because I was thinking about this as I was writing this up, doing my little notes. We did a Nicolas Cage episode, so that was one episode of like the same actor. But I think this is the first time that we've had two actors double up again. So, Aaron Taylor Johnson, Kick-Ass, Craven, Quicksilver. He's been in a bunch of other stuff. He's a really good actor. I really like him. He was in Nosferatu. Yeah. As his as Hooter's lawyer buddy, the kids and the wife. And then Ralph Fiennes, Voldemort.
Oh yeah.
And he was in Red Dragon.
Oh yeah.
I couldn't. So my fun fact for this, there was a lot for this movie. If you are into how movies are made, look up how this movie was made, because they used to get the bullet time effect, like the slowdown effect. Like Matrix used, I think, like 110 like high speed cameras.
Right.
Danny Boyle and them made I want to say it was a custom rig, and used like 10 iPhone 17s. Most of this movie was filmed on an iPhone.
Oh really? Oh, I did not know that.
So like to get the wider shots, it was just a rig of just iPhones, which is so. Sidebar, real quick: if you're an up and coming filmmaker and you don't feel like you have the ability to make a movie, do it off your phone. Learn how to edit. Learn how to color grade. All of that jazz. You can do it off your phone. You don't need fancy equipment. My wife's looking at me. Fancy equipment to make a movie. This insanely large-scale movie was done on multiple iPhones. And obviously, like I said, cameras, but just, again, like, just think of that. Like, people back in the day wouldn't have thought to do that. Like, I'm going to make a blockbuster movie on my phone. There goes my Nokia, kind of deal. Yep. My sidekick. But the fact that I found that I enjoyed was originally the follow-up was set to be titled 28 Months Later, continuing with the movie's timeline set title motif. However, after 18 years had passed between this one and 28 Weeks Later, it was deemed more appropriate to name the movie 28 Years, and I was like, damn it.
What was it supposed to be called again?
It was supposed to be called 28 Months Later.
Oh, months? Okay, yeah, because that makes
days,
sense.
Week,
right.
Months, years.
Right.
Now we're getting a sequel to this called 28 Years Later, The Bone Temple, which I'm very excited to get into.
That was a question that I had, if they had a title for it yet, because I was going to say, so what is the next one? If this is 28 years later, the next one's going to be what, 28 centuries later?
So yeah, I was actually talking with one of my coworkers about this. I'm like, what do you call the next one? 28 decades?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, that'd be crazy, because technically this movie takes place in 2030. Right. So, but I don't. You could go back, after Bone Temple, if Danny Boyle and Alex Garland want to make another one, you can just call it 28 Days Later. Right. And you can just keep that cycle going. Right. And we haven't talked about this on the podcast ever.
Or 28 more days.
Right, yeah. Another 28 days.
Yeah, exactly.
Another 28 weeks.
Right.
We haven't talked about this on the podcast, and maybe it'll be another thing. I don't want to add so much another thing to our list of notes. But I don't ever want to see any of these movies remade.
Oh, yeah.
I don't want to be alive long enough to, my kids are, in their 20s and 30s, like, hey, Dad, we're going to go see 28 Days Later.
The remake, right.
The remake. No, just turn into an effect. It starts swinging. So yeah.
Actually, I have mentioned that on this podcast before that I'm not a big fan of remakes. I'm not a big fan. Now, there's certain ones, I'll go see if they sound interesting, if they look interesting. I'll go ahead and see them. But whenever I do, I usually at some point I'm disappointed because the original is good and good enough. Why are you bother making another one?
There's a few movies I've seen and be like, oh, this is really good. And then I'd hear somebody be like, the original was better. What do you mean there was an original?
Right.
Go back and watch it. Be like, oh, I can see where they're coming from.
Right. Like, for example, when we did The Fly.
Yeah.
That was a remake, but it was a new spin on it, kind of. I mean, the premise was the same. Not to talk about a movie we already talked about, but the original Fly, it was basically the same story, but they had a new spin on it. The way they created how he started turning and all that stuff, it was better. It was good. It was just as good as the original.
It was better than the original because it had Jeff Goldblum.
Okay, yeah, I'll give you that. All right.
At least that's how I look at it.
Right. So, like I said, some remakes are worth a watch, but a majority of the time, I think if the movie was good to begin with, if it's not broke, why fix it?
I agree. By the way, though, if this is somehow your first episode, hi, welcome.
Right.
But if you do want to go back to that episode, that was episode 21. We also did Children of the Corn and Scream in that episode.
Yeah. But back to this movie. So,
let's get sad. Go on.
Right. Okay. Yes. So, this movie had a lot in it. I mean, when I was watching it, some of the stuff I was enjoying watching it, so I didn't really catch it first. But then I was like, okay, there's got to be more to this movie. So I actually did watch a little documentary about this movie right afterwards.
Ooh.
And I found out a couple of things that, oh yeah, okay, that did happen. I did see that, or I did miss that, or whatever. So, for example, the beginning, the way this movie started, when I seen it, I was like, oh, okay, so this is going to be a story about the kid, the one that ran away.
Yeah.
But
it's not.
It's not. So I was like,
I have to completely agree with you. I started this movie and I was like, oh, Teletubbies.
right.
Why is this on my screen right now? Am I watching the right movie? Blood splatter, kids screaming. Oh, right movie.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. So I mean, it does come back towards the end, but we'll get there. So yeah, the way this movie started, I was just like, okay. I mean, yeah, okay, they busted in. It's about the outbreak. Okay, it must be towards the beginning. So they're doing like a flashback type of thing. So that was okay with that. Now, when we get into the main story, and then we're going off into the mainland because we're on a little island with a land bridge on it and stuff like that, I thought that was cool. I like that. I was like, oh, okay, the only time you can get to the main island is low tide. So they're protected most of the time, so that's great. So they could get a good night's sleep because low tide happens in the morning and at night or something like that. I think it's twice a day low tide is. So I was like, cool. So they're protected most of the time because they don't really say anything about these infected swimming, even though if you're alive, there's no reason why you can't swim. But I'm not going to get into that because they don't get into that. Because remember, these people are not dead. They're infected. All right, according to the lore of these movies. So I'll be honest with you. Like I said, they planted the idea in the second movie. This movie, I don't like the alpha thing. Personally, I did not like it. And the fact that there was different types, because to me that seems more like a zombie trope, and it also seems like that's like a video game thing where like you got bosses and things like that.
So I think you were listening to something before we started it when I was setting everything up, and something about Danny Boyle playing The Last of Us twice, and that's why he came up with the new subtypes.
Right.
I don't mind it because the subtypes of zombies that he came up with make sense, like scientifically, because of what the rage virus does to your body makes sense. Like the fat zombies, they
Right.
They didn't have to expend energy. They just laid on the ground and ate worms.
Right.
So, because I believe the rage virus like kills your calorie count or something like that. So you don't burn as many calories. So you'd get big if you didn't move.
Right.
I just thought it was a group of like circus people.
But see, yeah, I was going to say that. I kind of just took them as being fat people that couldn't run fast, regardless if they were raging or not, and then so they just crawled around.
Those are the American zombie, the American infected who would visit.
I'll agree with you there. Because no offense to our fellow people, but a lot of us are really lazy. Not that I'm saying I'm some kind of gymnastic maniac or anything like that. I'm quite lazy myself, but I see how that comes into play. Yeah, so they could have been technically American zombies. I get you with that one. No offense to our fans.
And again,
right,
not saying that British people can't be fat.
Yeah, exactly.
Look at the entirety of the Harry Potter series. But
right,
I was like, oh, I was like, that's a tubby zombie.
Right.
What do we do with it? Oh, that makes sense.
Now, see, the thing that I had a problem with it is that it makes them bigger and stronger. That I don't know. I kind of had a problem with.
You'd have to get close.
Huh?
You'd have to get close to one of them. Like,
right.
They're slower, but they're bigger. They're tanks.
Right.
So, yeah, slower but bigger, and you'd have to get close within range for them to. I mean, even the fast zombies are quick, and I'm sure we'll talk about Samson and his appendage.
Right.
It's fucking Dr. Manhattan all over again.
Right, exactly. I thought the same thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because I was confused.
Right.
I was like, what's the gap between his
right,
naked?
Right. But see, that's another. Well, this one I didn't see that much of a problem with, but the fact that it had a pregnant, infected lady.
Do you just want to jump into that?
Yeah, we can.
Okay. No, if you have more stuff before that, then.
Well, yeah, I have a little bit before that, but let's see. So then, so the problem with the virus and the alpha, whatever. I guess technically in the animal world, there's alphas and stuff like that. So I just had a little bit of problem with this. It wasn't like destroyed the whole movie for me or whatever, but I just had a problem with it. The fact that there was alphas and they're bigger, stronger, whatever. And if it's just a rage virus, how would rage make you bigger and whatever? I mean, adrenaline maybe, because I know how like they say that if you're adrenaline, you get super strength or whatever. Like you can lift a car or whatever. And the stuff like that, I can understand that, like adrenaline and all that stuff. But like a constant adrenaline, whatever pump, I mean, I think that would like destroy the body, wouldn't it? Like if it was constantly being jacked or whatever.
It keeps you going, and they kept finding people to eat. Like
right.
In fact, so like it would kill your calorie count, and then you would eat, and it would up it again.
But
so
did they really eat
cycle.
people? I see. That's another thing that's unclear about all three of these movies. Because usually what happens if you see them, they get bit or whatever, then they get infected because you turn really fast. So were they actually eating people, or were they just infecting others like World War Z, where it infected people and then it moved on, or they moved on? I mean, in World War Z, they were eating people, though, but that was also a virus, but it turned them into zombies. But like I said, a virus' main purpose is to spread.
Yeah.
And I don't think they were killing people. They were infecting each other and then running away, or they would run off and try to infect somebody else. I don't remember them eating anybody. I remember them biting them or throwing up on them, or whatever, but they never actually eat anybody. They would beat the crap out of somebody or beat them to death. But I don't think anybody was eating anybody, because even at the movie at the end, that zombie ate the fish. They were chasing the boy, but the one stopped and ate the fish.
Yeah, because he was hungry.
Yeah, because he was hungry. He was still eating. I guess if you get hungry enough, you could eat somebody, but if I'm not mistaken, they were eating animals that whole time. They were like, because there was a big giant dead deer or horse or whatever.
No, it was a deer, because Samson took the head off.
Right, yeah, that's right.
And did the same thing that Dr. Kelson did.
So they're eating animals. They're not eating people. I mean, I could be wrong, but I don't remember anybody getting eaten.
If they're eating animals, then, I mean, you're still getting your protein. You're still getting everything. So
right, exactly.
I'm kind of curious. I didn't think about that.
Right.
It's really good.
Observation?
It was.
Yeah. So yeah, so I'm not sure about the whole eating each other thing. So
And plus,
I'm not
we
sure.
still don't know how long it
Because
takes
why
them.
else would they starve to death if they weren't eating other people?
And going back to the first film, that's what Christopher Major West,
Right.
Adam West, Major West was trying to find out was
Right.
how long do they
starve?
last? Like, is there a revert to
Right.
this? And the answer to that is no.
Right.
Because if there was, we wouldn't have had a trilogy of movies.
Right. Yeah. So that's another thing that I didn't have a problem with, but I noticed about the movie, and then there was some things that I noted. Let's see. Okay, yeah, I mentioned the island bridge or whatever, and then let's see. Oh, and then their rules. I kind of like their rules. It made sense. I mean, if I lived in a society like that, the rules that they had made sense to me. Like, we're not going to come looking for you. You know, if you don't come back,
We're
no one's going to come.
You're gone. Yeah.
We're going to assume you're gone. You're welcome back whenever you decide to come back over the island. I mean, the land bridge, but we're not going to come look for you guys. Basically,
Right, yeah.
They said we ain't coming to look for you. Because we ain't gonna lose nobody else. If you lost, you lost.
You leave. That's on you.
Right? Yeah, exactly. Basically, that was the rule. If you leave, that's on you. You're welcome back whenever you want to come back, but we're not gonna come looking for you. You know, we pretty much consider you gone.
According to the wiki, infected starving to death over 8 weeks after infection was released.
Right.
So
according to the movie lore?
Yeah.
Okay.
Technically, they can die. It takes 8 weeks.
Right.
But if you're eating on animals and everything, you're not going to starve to death. And again, like what we talked about, people leaving. That's a whole meal between like four infected. So, but
right.
that was a really good observation.
Yep. Oh, and then the doctor wasn't crazy. He had, let's see, how could I put this? There was logic to his madness.
He had such compassion.
Right.
And, like, I don't know if I can hear the phrase memento mori and not want to cry now.
Right.
To be fair, but I legitimately thought that Dr. Kelson had just gone crazy.
Right.
And that's why he was, like...
Lining up the bodies.
He was like, I'm just going to do this because I'm a psychopath. But he's a doctor.
Right.
He would have...
He was investigating the illness.
The illness.
He was trying to learn it.
He would have been one of the few to be in his right mind.
Right.
To deal with what's going on, because he would have seen it the most, being in that profession.
Right.
I wanted it, maybe in the sequel, but I wanted him to be a bad guy so much, not because of Ralph Fiennes, but I wanted him to just be I don't know. I was hoping for more, but I'm kind of happy I didn't get it. I feel so bad for Spike in this movie.
Oh yeah.
Because he goes out, he chokes on killing an infected. They come back. His dad praises him, said that he killed all of them. He finds out his dad's cheating on his mom. His mom's clearly sick. He gets her out. He's like, hey, there's a doctor because of his grandpa or whatever is talking to him.
Right.
There's this hope. There's this faith that he has. And he gets out of the main lane. He goes through all this to get to, Dr. Kelson. And then he finds out that his mom has cancer. And this was something that they couldn't cure before this all happened. And just that...
Well, they can cure cancer. I mean, we can cure cancer now, or we can put it in remission. Let's put it that way.
You're right. But like whatever she had wasn't curable. Like
but in their world, there's nothing they could do
there wasn't a chance. But for Spike to grow up in this new world without knowing all that science and knowing what had come before, because his dad only told him certain things.
Right.
Actually, no. He was kind of brutally honest about a lot of things, which
he was.
All three movies did it, and I very much applauded that. But I felt so bad for Spike. I couldn't imagine having that much hope in, like, there's a doctor. There's a chance. Oh, what do you mean that she can't?
Yeah.
Okay.
So before we get to the pregnant lady, so some of the notes that I told you I wrote on the wrong page. So the one thing that I think they did get right in this movie and the other 3 movies is the fact that they stood to their timeline. Whatever happened in UK when this first movie happened, they did not accidentally put more stuff in the movie after
not at all. Yeah.
what happened happened in our reality. Didn't
Right.
happen to theirs. Like for instance, the picture of the Queen that was on their wall. In our reality, the Queen passed away. She's gone.
They would have.
Their reality, that
They would have never known.
never happened. Either the Queen got infected and went crazy with everybody else, or the royal family, or whatever. But in their reality, that's still their Queen. They don't have King Charles or whatever. None of that happened because
She gets infected and starts eating her corgis.
yeah, basically. I mean, we don't know because they don't mention it. But the fact that they still have her picture up on the wall, and that's their Queen and whatever. They didn't,
They had no idea if she was alive or dead.
Right, exactly. They have no idea, but yeah. So in their reality, that hasn't happened, or didn't happen the way it happened for us. But so they stayed true to that. A lot of the stuff that they were talking about and referring to, or a lot of the things that they patch real condensed that a lot of people wouldn't really catch on, and it happens at the end of the movie. A lot of that stuff had to do with the timeline that they were in, or the time that the infection happened.
Yeah.
Which we'll come back to that because I don't want to skip over the pregnancy and all that stuff. But we'll get to that part when we get to that part. But yeah, so I'll jump back to that when we get there. But so now, for as far as the pregnant, infected woman, I was surprised. I mean, I'm not saying that. I mean, I don't want to say how she got pregnant. But
I want to say
we already hinted to them. What was his name again? Dr.
Samson.
Manhattan.
Yeah, that. So okay, let's get Samson out of the way here.
Right, Samson.
Not
right.
and not to blaze over a character, but his character in general. I very quickly realized that none of these infected were clothed, which makes sense.
Right.
Like, they're not going to be like, oh, I'm infected, time to wake up, put my pants on one leg at a time. I was like, okay, this is fine. And like in the other
plus
movies,
only that, their clothes were ripped or
yeah,
torn
ripped
off
or just gone
whatever.
off. They were very Neanderthal. They were very primal.
Exactly. Primal, right.
But y'all didn't have to give that man what you gave him.
Right.
Like I was like, oh, he just ripped that soldier's head, and there's a dick.
Right. Yeah. Well,
Like,
that's
it
not
wasn't
his
like-
real one because I mean,
No.
There's
So
what you call it?
so I had learned that
Because he's a tall dude. He's really that tall or whatever. It's not like they did it at an angle or whatever. I heard that he's really that tall, but I don't know if he was really nude, but he was really that tall.
the genitals in the film were simulated through photorealistic prosthetics.
Oh, okay.
So it just wasn't full blown infected nudity.
Right.
Just peeing all out here, just infect you with my stuff.
So a lot of them were in bodysuits or whatever, basically.
Essentially, yeah.
Okay.
So
it wasn't a bunch of naked actors walking around, running around.
naked athletes.
Yeah.
So the one thing that we haven't really talked about, and then we'll jump into the pregnant lady because that was very interesting. Is the way that Danny Boyle shot these movies, all the different angles, all the different the turns, and just the overall watching 28 years later, I was just happy to be watching a Danny Boyle film. It's like, man, there's a signature style. And one of my favorite uses of this is when Jamie's talking to Spike in the kitchen and you can see the mirror. And while he's cooking, before he turns on and has that conversation, to tell him that the doctor's crazy or whatever, just to be able to look up, to look back at your son, because you don't want to look him in the face.
Right.
And just, again, the weird, Dutch angles and stuff. I'm like, oh, this is beautiful. I love this. Thank you for keeping your style. It's what he's known for, aside from these movies, but I was very happy with that.
Now, see, this I didn't have a problem with. That movie we covered last one, with the little kids and the dark and the weird...
Skinamarink?
Yeah, stupid camera angles, or the looking at nothing, or just staring at a wall. That I hated. This movie didn't bother me one bit. That
No,
there was weird camera angles because there was a point to them, like looking down, or like you said, looking through the mirror at his son, or whatever angles he was using. I mean, that didn't bother me because I'm running along with the story.
The cinematography was beautiful.
Right.
I'm so thrilled. Okay, let's talk about the pregnant zombie.
Okay. Let's.
Whether you are like you believe in faith or you have like you believe in miracles,
or as they say in Jurassic Park, where life finds a way.
Life finds a way.
All right.
Shirtless Jeff Goldblum. Anyway, I want that pop figure so bad. Anyway,
oh, there's a pop figure in here?
There's a pop figure.
Jurassic Park or a fly?
If there's a fly, I need that one too. But there's a bigger pop figure of Jeff Goldblum from Jurassic Park, where he's laid up when he's got his leg busted and his shirt's open, and it's just a pop figure of him on that table. Like,
oh, really?
Yeah, just like propped up with his shirt open. I want it so bad.
Oh, okay.
But I think this was one of the ways to get this movie to flow a little bit better by giving an option for a cure, because the baby was never touched.
Right. Well, they did that in the second one too, but they never did anything.
They never adapted off of that about people being I almost said asymmetrical. That's not the word I wanted to use. Autoimmune.
Right.
But the thing that kind of threw me off about the baby was Spike's like, the infected, birthed the baby. Just Ralph Fiennes, just really calmly. The miracle of the placenta. I get it covers. What?
Right.
That's not what I expected. Well,
he said. Well, actually, what he said is, I thought that would be the case, but I wasn't sure. Or he said something along those lines.
I think it's because I thought he was a bad guy.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't take anything he said seriously until the end of the movie, and the real bad guy shows up.
Right.
But I was like, oh, this dude's a creep. He's a doctor. He's actually really good at his job. He's right.
Right.
But is a very touching scene of Isla showing compassion,
showing her compassion
to help this woman, whether she was infected or not. Well, she obviously was, but this infected being gave birth to a baby. Like, just that, that could have backfired on. She could have gotten her face, just ripped off. But to do your own shit that you have going on, to show that amount of compassion to somebody that needs it. It doesn't matter who they are. I thought it was really touching.
Well, I was going to say something funny, and not to poo-poo on your moment, but
Go for it.
I was going to say, well, your wife probably could agree with me more than anything else, but since she's had a baby, I was going to say, it doesn't matter how pissed you are when you're having a baby. I think that overrides everything else, all the other emotions you have.
That's true.
So it doesn't matter if you're having a rage virus or whatever. If you're in the middle of pregnancy, you're going to forget all about being pissed off. Other than, you did this to me. but
3 times.
Yeah. Yeah, so but yeah, so I mean, like I said, but other than that, yes, it was a tender moment. I mean, her rage thing kind of subsided while she was giving birth, but once she
once that baby came out,
right, and she woke back up,
what the hell?
Rage kicked back in. But yeah, so but right before that happened though, the another thing I thought was funny is when they were having a little picnic, not to jump backwards, when they were having a picnic, and she kept calling what's his name again? Spike. When she kept calling him Dad, and then the soldier was making fun of her, and he's like, and she's like, "Who are you?" And he says who he is, and he goes and he says something like, "I'm something," and then your dad or something like that, or it's me, you, and your dad, or something like that.
Yeah,
I thought
Eric,
that was so funny. And she's like, "No, he's being an ass or a dick or whatever it is." I thought that was pretty funny.
This movie had surprisingly a lot of sweet, tender moments.
Right.
And I don't think it took away from the film. I think
No,
it
it
added
didn't.
more
Right.
to it
To
because
more depth.
the other two movies didn't have anything like this.
Right.
I mean, we saw in the first movie when Hannah lost her dad. That kind of sucked.
Right.
But yeah, this movie was. I'm not gonna lie. It was the only one I cried through.
Right. But the Alpha man, he is crazy with the whole ripping out spines and stuff like that. It reminded me of Predator.
Okay, it reminded you of Predator. That was the most Mortal Kombat Sub-Zero finisher fatality I have ever seen.
Pretty much, yeah.
Because like up until that point, you don't know how strong Samson is.
Right.
So I was like, oh, he's gonna rip this dude apart. This is gonna be cool. He's gonna bite him, and when he grabbed his jaw, I was like, what are you gonna do with that? Like a fucking wine cork, just pop. I was like, oh, let's go.
Right. And talked about Incredible Hulk.
The only thing about Samson, and I don't know if it's, and hopefully we get into it in the second one and we get a backstory on him or what had happened to him or what Dr. Kelson did. Because to show Samson be that animalistic, that primal, and then do nothing when Dr. Kelson stares him in the face.
Right.
Like he owned him, or that he was on the same level of like batshit crazy.
Well, it's also because of what he had on his skin. Remember, he kept coating himself in that orange, whatever the hell it was.
That's right. Yeah.
And it makes the infection not want anything to do with him.
Oh,
That's kind of like World War Z when they were saying like when they were infected with something else or whatever, or they gave themselves some other problem.
Right.
The virus didn't like him. It was a similar type of thing.
Unless he just covered himself in the same blood.
Well, that's what I thought at first too.
Because as long as he didn't swallow it, he would have been fine.
Right. That's what I was thinking, but no, he actually says it's some kind of compound.
Also.
Or whatever.
Small issue I had, and with the baby. I know how much babies weigh when they come out. You're gonna tell me Spike just walked this kid from Dr. Kelson's through that straight back to his home in a shopping cart basket?
Oh yeah.
One-handing it?
Right.
It's like, what are you doing, kids? Don't. It's support the baby.
Oh yeah. Oh, because their neck and whatever has.
That's true. I mean, I know the baby was bundled up, but he was just walking Bo just.
Right.
Yeah. Also, that was one durable ass shopping basket too.
Right.
That's gonna be.
Actually, with that, speaking of that, since we're getting towards the end of the movie, I was surprised they took the baby in, especially after they read the note, knowing that it was from a pregnant infected.
But they would have also known that the baby wasn't infected because it would have turned.
Well, yeah, I guess. But you know another thing too, when I thought of when they were giving birth to the baby.
Was that?
Zombie baby.
Oh my god.
From the movie that we talked about. Was it? Is it Living Dead? Dawn of the Living Dead.
Yeah,
Dawn of the Living Dead.
Dawn of the Living Dead, and then
I thought it was gonna be like an angry baby, a rage baby.
I also thought of the xenomorph baby from Romulus.
Yeah.
I was like, please don't let it turn into this.
Yeah, so I thought it was gonna be like a rage baby and wouldn't stop crying and we're like,
What's up, starts attacking people.
Yeah, start punching people.
Where's my milkies?
Right. But yeah, so that's what I was thinking. Like, they do that in Z Nation too. The baby, because that's how the guy dies.
That's right.
Yeah, because the baby starts crawling around and starts running and road crawling at him.
Not our next episode, but our next zombie movie down the line, zombie episode down the line. World War Z, Shaun of the Dead, and Zombieland.
Yeah.
You just killed.
Technically, we could do zombie because there's 3 Zombieland movies like we did.
There are, and we can do Hot Fuzz, Shaun of the Dead, and all the zombie movies.
Technically, Hot Fuzz is not a zombie.
It's not
a horror movie.
It's just a really good movie.
Yeah, it's just a good movie, but it's not a horror movie.
So obviously, the last thing we need to talk about is what ends this movie.
Yes.
And it's Jimmy.
Yes. Bringing it back around.
Yeah, and I thought that was now if I didn't know there was a sequel to this, I would have been very upset. I'd have been like, what?
Right.
It was this ramen-haired, noodle, blonde-haired man. Like, what are you doing? Because I was watching it, and Jimmy showed up, and I was like, oh, how much of this movie is left? Not much longer.
Right.
Hey, kiddo. This ain't Marvel. You just can't cut me off like that. Don't do this to me.
Right.
But I'm very excited to see what he's all about.
Oh yeah,
in the
me
sequel.
too. But see, there's a lot to unpack right there,
His
and that's why I
dad
said
was
we're gonna get back to
Fucking
that.
crazy.
So now we're at that point. There's a lot to unpack on that. So first of all, back to the beginning, when he runs into the church or whatever, and he gives them the cross, and he tells them that this is the end of times and blah blah blah.
That it's nothing to be afraid of.
Right,
this
nothing to be
this
afraid
is
of.
Judgment Day.
Right, Judgment Day or whatever.
I don't know if Schwarzenegger's T2 at Terminator should have walked it.
Right. Where the priest was all like, "Yes, come get me," whatever, you know.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
That was kind of rough. That
Him
would
and
be
Hugh
traumatic.
Grant's character from Heretic would have been friends.
Right, exactly. So well, that was that. But now for the interesting part of what actually all happened in that scene towards the end. So, like I said, they freeze framed the timeline in this movie. So basically, everything that happened in that scene would have been happening during that time or in that time frame of what happened in that little room.
Yep.
First of all, they were all blonde or wearing blonde wigs. I don't know if you know, some of them were wearing wigs.
Oh,
Not
okay.
all of
No,
them
I
had
didn't
blonde
notice
hair.
that.
Yeah, so like there was like at least one or two of them that was wearing wigs. The guys, the girls that were blonde, or the one girl was blonde. I don't know how many girls there were, but I noticed at least.
I was
one
too
girl.
busy reliving Teletubby horror stories.
Right. Okay, so that's part of it. So first of all, they were all wearing different color, like the Teletubbies. Also, another thing that they all wore different colors was Power Rangers, which would have been on around that time.
Yep.
So he probably would have seen Power Rangers. So the fact that they were all different colors relates to them being Power Rangers. Another fun aspect of this movie was that Jimmy in the first movie wore a jumpsuit. They were all wearing jumpsuits. So a theory that I have about this movie, or that I actually read, it's not my theory, I saw that video before we started, is they think that it's a cult of Jimmy, as Jimmy from the first movie, because he was in a jumpsuit, and this is 28 years later, so they think that it was
the initial survivor.
Yeah, so he's the one leading all these people, but it's a bastardized version of what he believes in, because it's the Timmy guy, kid, whatever, leading this group off of the side set of what Jimmy's doing from the first movie. So that's one theory that they're going with towards the next movie, but they don't know yet because they haven't made. I mean, they filmed the first movie, but the video I watched, he's saying that this is what's going on. So with Power Rangers,
we don't have a trailer yet.
Plus, the little kid picked up a Power Ranger before he went off with the dad.
He did,
and then he put it back down. So Power Rangers is a thing in this universe.
So that being said, then I wonder.
Plus, they were doing all these ninja moves and jumping around and everything,
and the posing thing too.
Yeah, the posing thing, right?
So then my question is, I don't know if anybody's asked about this movie. At what point in Power Rangers history is this? Because there was a Green Ranger.
Right.
Is this before or after Tommy beat the shit out of the Power Rangers before he joined, when he was Rita's agent?
Right. I don't know. That's a good question, because they were, like I said, they were all different colors, and it could be representative of Teletubbies. I'm thinking Power Rangers because Teletubbies don't do ninja moves. Or
they did a lot of cartwheels.
Yeah, or a lot of cartwheels. Oh, they did do cartwheels? I don't know. Anyway.
But
the one thing that is kind of creepy about this is that there was another person in history that wore jumpsuits in England around that time, and he was a pedophile.
And it's who Jimmy was based on. It's
right.
Jimmy Sav.
Right.
There is a fucked up documentary about what Jimmy Sav did.
Yeah, I watched it.
I think it's called Jimmy Sav, a British horror story.
Right. So I'm hoping that's not what this is. We'll find out in the next movie, but I'm hoping that's not who they're following.
He would have been too young to know who that is, right. But in the same sense about the time frame, there's people that were born in 94, 95 who know who Mr. Rogers is.
Right, exactly.
So I don't know if, and it probably would lend to him. It lend to him taking some of Jimmy Sav's characteristics because of how friendly he was with Spike.
Right.
So I was.
But I think I see where they were going with that in this little documentary thing that I watched, but Me personally, I really don't think that's what it is because he's a son of a preacher. So he's probably more like a cult more than
True.
probably the molester aspect of it. But I'm because like I said, the whole Teletubby Power Rangers, whatever, he wants them to follow him, but he's like being like he's the superhero or he's the whatever, and you're my follower.
Yeah,
or
he's the
whatever.
leader.
You're my
listen
you're
to
my
me.
gang or whatever.
You drank the Kool-Aid.
Yeah, basically.
Let's do this.
So I think that's what it is. I'm hoping it's not the other aspect of what they said this could be, because apparently this guy, real life person, did wear a lot of jumpsuits or whatever.
And his the cross that he wears was his dad's, just
Right.
upside down.
Right, exactly. But yeah, so I'm leaning towards the Teletubby Power Ranger aspect, and I'm hoping that's what it was, because back then a lot of kids did watch a lot of TV, or a lot of kids even nowadays are all about TV videos and what do you call it, mimic what they see and everything like that. They want to be Power Rangers, they want to be superheroes, whatever. As being a grown up, being a kid, I wanted to be a superhero.
So before we wrap up, I just want to quick shout out to say rest in peace, Jason David Frank, the Green Ranger.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he passed away a few years ago.
Yeah.
Tommy was by far the greatest Power Ranger.
Yeah.
To anybody listening that enjoyed Power Rangers, it doesn't matter what era of Power Rangers you watch or that you like. It's all the same. It's just love it and just enjoy it. But the best episode is called Forever Red.
Yeah.
And it's all the Red Rangers coming back together.
Oh, okay.
I mean, granted, Tommy played the Green Ranger, the White Ranger, the Red Ranger. I think he was a Black Ranger at some period. There's a dark version of him. It's awesome. That's all I wanted to say. All right, let's get into these ratings.
Okay. So, the kill count, I don't know. Like I said, I was enjoying the movie, so I don't know if I missed something. I had to find out the kill count from another source, because I was just enjoying the movie and I didn't have time to rewatch it again and do my count like I normally do. I have 2,176 kills, but I don't know if that's right, because I don't know if they were including kills that we saw off camera or whatever, the video I was watching.
Off screen, yeah.
Yeah, off
maybe.
Screen or whatever. I don't remember that many kills. So I don't know if I missed something.
That seems like a continent.
Yeah, exactly.
Not a continent. That seems like a couple cities.
Right. So
Maybe.
I'm not sure on that one, but I'll have to go back and watch how many kills we see on screen, because those are the ones I usually like to count. It's just the kills we see on screen, or the bodies laying around or whatever. Those are the ones I like to count. So I just went by this video because I didn't have time, like I said, to rewatch it again and do my own personal kill count. But so I'll just go with that for now. If anybody else wants to rewatch this movie or watch this movie for the first time and try to count the kill counts and correct us in the comments or whatever, please do so. And whenever I get a chance, I'll rewatch this movie and maybe we'll reference back to it some other episode, and I'll give you guys the correct kill count. But that's what I got so far. And then now for the abacus, I got D again, because like I said, there was, other than the alpha, the way he was killing people, I didn't jump at anything. And even with the soldier getting killed, the last soldier getting killed, I was seeing that coming a mile away. No, the fact that he was backing up to the opening and stuff like that, I saw that a mile away. I'm sorry if anybody else didn't, but I saw it a mile away. I'm like, oh, he's going to back up. He's going to get grabbed from the roof either by Alpha or somebody else. So I saw that coming. So like I said, there was no jump scares for me. So I gave it a D. But as far as coffin rating goes, I gave it a 3 coffins, because I did have a little bit of trouble with the storyline and the fact of what they were doing with the alphas and all that stuff. But other than that, it was a good watch. Enjoyed the movie.
Oh no, I definitely completely agree.
Right.
My abacus for this again is a C, because this movie kind of leaves me wanting more.
Right.
And I'm very excited to see where it goes from here.
I'm glad they're doing another one, because where it ended or how it ended, I was like, no. I mean, like you, I felt like, come on, they're adding him at the end, and they're not giving us anything about the beginning and to the end.
Right, yeah. It's
on.
like I thought it was a very good way to sandwich Jimmy in there, because I was waiting for him to show up. I was like, because I thought I got confused, and I thought Jimmy turned into Spike.
No, I thought Jimmy turned into the dad. I thought Jimmy was the dad.
Yeah. But
That's what I was thinking.
That misdirection.
But then the cross wasn't there. But I don't know.
Yeah, I wasn't too worried about that.
Right.
And then my rating, I'm going to give this 4.5 coffins.
Okay.
Because, again, I'm waiting for the sequel. This was enough of a cliffhanger to want more. And
they don't do that too often in movies. Like, they'll close the movie off thinking they're not going to make another one. I mean, yeah, granted, they were filming this one like Lord of the Rings. They filmed it in a row or one right after another, so they knew they were making another movie to this.
They knew.
But
they knew what to put in to cut it off.
For the people that don't follow things like that, other than us, because we're crazy like that.
Right, yeah.
Looking into movies and all that stuff. But if you didn't know that, you would be like, it's a type of ending where it's like, yeah, exactly, son of a bitch, or whatever. And now I'm not going to see what happens, or I'm never going to know what happens. No, you got another one coming. Don't worry.
Right. I'm sure we'll jump on that as soon as it comes out. I'll be very excited too. But that does it for us.
Yep.